If the Pittsburgh Penguins want to stay alive for another day, they have to win this Game 5 after a Game 4 victory in Philadelphia. The Flyers trying to go on to the second round for the first time since 2020 when they won against Montreal in the first round. They look to do it here against their rivals in the Pittsburgh Penguins. Hello everybody, I'm Max. Glad you can be with us our coverage here on the Stanley Cup playoffs as Game 5 between the Penguins and the Flyers is coming up next in just around 10 minutes or so. And let's go over what we've missed here in this series because obviously this is the first time we've covered this series, first opening round series. Sidney Crosby got a goal and an assist in Game 4, his 68th career multi-points postseason game, third in NHL history. A huge game for Crosby as he assisted, I believe, on the game winner in that game in Game 4 to force this series back because they were down 3-0 because the Flyers have completely suffocated the Penguins' offense here in this series, at least in the first 3 games or so, as obviously goaltending was a problem a little bit with the Penguins. Obviously they couldn't score in Pittsburgh here. They only had 2 goals, and both of them come in Game 1. They got shut out in Game 2. And I believe one of those reasons is Porter Martone. But man, look at this rookie, the rookie effect. He has 2 goals, both of them being game-winning goals, and an assist here in the playoffs. Man, is his story super interesting because he was with Michigan State, and they were up 3-1 against Wisconsin in the NCAA hockey tournament with a Frozen Four. They suffered a heartbreaking loss when they were up 3-1. They lost 4-3 in overtime to Wisconsin. But then a couple of days later, he signed an entry-level contract with the Philadelphia Flyers, and in this series has helped out the Flyers a lot. And then in the regular season, too, they got some huge points throughout that stretch. And without him, maybe the Philadelphia Flyers don't even make the playoffs. But he is here, and he has helped out the team a lot in how they are in this position right now, up 3-1 over the Pittsburgh Penguins, their rivals. Can they finish it off and get the gentleman's sweep? We will be back. The Flyers and the Penguins coming up next year on the NHL and MHS. And we welcome you back here to Pittsburgh, game number 5 between the Penguins and the Flyers. Let's go over some lineup changes that have occurred here, as Artur Shilovs is in net once again here for the Pittsburgh Penguins after he stopped, I believe, 28 stops on 30 shots. Let's talk about the goaltending actually while we're at it here. We have time before obviously the intros are about to happen soon in just a couple of minutes here in Pittsburgh. The goaltending, games 1 through 3 for the Pittsburgh Penguins with Stuart Skinner in net. They were 0-3, a 3.08 goals against average and a .873 save percentage. Shilovs coming into net in Game 4. He stopped 28 of 30, a .933 save percentage, and they obviously won that game. But obviously, Dan Vladar was good in the first 3 games of the series. He had a .946 save percentage. But then in Game 4, an .850 save percentage as he only stopped 17 of the 20 shots he faced. This is also the 11th time the Penguins have faced a 3-1 series deficit, and they have lost each of their last 4 home playoff games versus the Philadelphia Flyers, being outscored 15-5. An all-time record, they're 21-12 in Game 5s. We'll see if the Penguins can do something here and extend this another game in this series, because if they do win, this goes back to Philadelphia, and it's a series once again. This is really giving me the 2012 vibes from that series, and how Crosby and his infamous quote. They were down 3-0 in that series. The Penguins, they won games 4 and 5, and then obviously that Giroux goal 32 seconds in after he made a big hit at before that. And then they won that game 6. But right now in Pittsburgh, they're getting ready, and they're loud inside.
Because here we go. Please welcome for Game 5 your Pittsburgh Penguins.
The atmosphere loud inside of Pittsburgh at the PPG Paints Arena for Game 5. Everyone with their rally towels. Wow. Atmosphere. It's a must-win for the Penguins. Can they do it again? How they won in Game 4. They need to do it again, or else their season is over. And obviously, they do not want to go 0-3 here on home ice. They want to get a win for their fans, and then they'll figure out if they do force us to a Game 6, how will they try to force it back here for a Game 7? But obviously, the task at hand is winning this Game 5 for the Pittsburgh Penguins. We'll see. Obviously, the Penguins gotta win, or else their season is over. And Sidney Crosby, after that Game 4, he said, "We have life." Penguins' power play has been heating up here as they've scored 3 power play goals in the last 2 games. They could really use their power play getting going again here in this one. Let's see if the Penguins can force this back. Only 4 teams in NHL history have overcome a 3-0 deficit to win a series, and 7. Can the Penguins get one step closer in doing so and potentially reverse sweeping the Flyers? Philadelphia just trying to hold on, and Jeff Zimmerman has the anthems.
If you are able, we ask that you please rise, remove your hats and helmets, and direct your attention to the flag above the ice. Please join the Penguins' own Mr. Jeff Jimerson as he performs Star Spangled Banner.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets regular, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Thank you, Jeff. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Here we go.
It's all the Penguins have to win to keep this alive. Can they do so? Artur Shilov's big in Game 4. 12th Pittsburgh goaltender all time to win first playoff game with the team in the franchise's history. Now, who do I think is going to win? I want a good series, so I want the Pittsburgh Penguins. Obviously, you want long series. Vladar in net for the Flyers, 3-1, a .926 save percentage, a shutout here in Game 2 at the PPG Paints Arena, and a 1.76 goals against average. The series lead is 3-1 in favor of the Flyers. If the Pittsburgh Penguins win it, it is a 3-2 series, and who knows where it could go from now. Crosby's on the ice. He had a goal and an assist in the last game. Crucial points in the last game for Crosby. At center ice, we're underway here as Glendening and Crosby had won the draw, and then Glendening deflected it back in. Carlson gets there first into the corner. Game 5's underway. Glendening gets it in the corner now. Glendening fed it back to the point now. Long shot by Sanheim, got blocked by Witherspoon. Turnaround shot by Glendening went wide. Raquel got it out to center, and here's Crosby. Drop pass here for Raquel. Dumps it back in. He had a goal in the last game as well. In behind the net now as Sanheim tried to move it ahead. Intercepted along the walls. Is battled for in front of the vacant penalty boxes. Carlson knocked it down. Chinakhov and Gerard now has the puck in his own zone. Brazeau and Clifton the scratches here for the Penguins. Top line for the Flyers, Barkey, Zegras, and Tippett. That deflected off of something on the bench, and we get a whistle 47 seconds in, and Malkin and York bump each other. I'm not sure what happened, but I think Malkin might have done something that might have gotten a reaction there of the Philadelphia Flyers bench. Zegras wanting to call on something. Let's see what happened here. Malkin, it hit off the face of Konechny, and then Malkin backhanded into the bench. That's why. Wow. Evgeny Malkin, almost 40 years old, still having the intensity, and he's had a great season. Almost a point per game player, or might be over a point per game player in this year, as he's had a resurgence here in this 2025-26 campaign. He had the tying goal here in Game 1. A turnover at the line. Dvorak dropped it off Konechny. Down low, it goes in behind the net. Martone tries to center. It is covered by Shilovs at the side of the cage, and everyone gets together a minute and 1 second into the first period. As everyone tied up each other, and they quickly dissolves there. There's Dan Muse. 5-5 all-time in Game 5s when trailing 3-1 the Pittsburgh Penguins. 2-4 career record as head coach in series-clinching games for Rick Tocchet. This is his first season with the Flyers. Well, I remember he was coaching those Vancouver Canucks in that 2024 run, and they couldn't close out the Oilers twice there. And they lost that Game 6, and they lost Game 7 at home off the draw. Tied up was Forster. It goes into the corner. Gerard poked out to center. Novak tried to drop it into the middle. They're onside, they say, but a turnover the line leads to a 3-on-2. Bump in his debut. Shot, save, rebound. Cates couldn't get there. And it's cleared out of the zone by Lizotte. Fired back in. Bump in his playoff debut for the Flyers. Almost had the opportunity to make it 1-0. A broken stick on the ice right in front of Shilovs, and Shea will move it ahead. Fired back in off the glass into the Philadelphia zone. Around the boards it goes. Tip it into the corner. He's forced off there by Novak. Popped free, and Sealer gets it in the opposite side. Passes it ahead here for Barkey. Barkey had a goal in the last game here for the Philadelphia Flyers. He's back in. Fires a shot, save made. Rebound, tip it, and it didn't go as he missed the net wide. Played back here by Sealer. Long shot. Block it away there by Shilovs. Tip it in the corner. Fed it back to the point for Sealer. Across. Back for Tippett once again. Tippett fires a long shot that deflected. Out of play. Wow, the Flyers getting offense here on that last shift. 4-0, the shots favoring Philadelphia. What a move by Barkey to enter the zone there. What an entry. And then Tippett, I don't know how that doesn't go into the net. Does he hit the post? No, he just plain out missed it. Wow. And all because of a turnover by Lazat at the blue line. Feel like the Flyers are going to finish the job tonight. I mean, if they continue like this, it might be, honestly. They have really dominated the Penguins here in the PPG Paints Arena, and for the most part in this series. Ristolainen played it off the half boards. Hathaway has it along the boards, fed back here. Ristolainen, long shot, blocked on the way through. Mantha tried to move it ahead off the glass. It is not cleared out. Sanheim held it in, but forced out by Mantha. Turned over by Couturier, here's Kendall the other way, who hasn't had a goal here in the series. Kendall turns it over almost at the blue line. Glendening cleared it. Witherspoon knocked down at center. Backhanded back in by Soderblom. Into the corner. Mantha trying to get on the forecheck. Mantha centered! Scores! Soderblom! And the Penguins lead by 1. I was about to mention there has not been any first period goals here at the PPG Paints Arena, but the centering pass from behind the net by Mantha, what work to get there. Angled off Ristolainen with the hit along the glass, and Soderblom gets the goal, and it is 1-0 Pittsburgh. That's their third straight game where they've scored the opening goal, and they have the lead here for the first time here in their own building. First career playoff goal by Elmer Soderblom. Crosby tried to center one. It goes back to the line. Letang couldn't hold it in. So the Penguins strike first on their first shot of the game. Vladar, York trying to get there now. And the Penguins have a 1-0 lead early on. Letang gets there first, so no icing. Martone trying to get on the forecheck here. And Rust carries it out to center ice. Martone lost it. It's carried in on side, in behind the net. Now Crosby trying to get there. Crosby tried to center. And it's turned over and forced out of the zone. Carlson was trying to hold it in. He gets the puck back here, and he fires it back into the far corner. Pittsburgh leading by 1 early on. Elmer Soderblom with the goal, and icing here on the Philadelphia Flyers. And if the Pittsburgh Penguins can build on this, watch out. They lead by 1 here in Game 5, trailing the series 3-1. What a setup by Mantha on the forecheck to steal that away from Ristolainen. And Soderblom, not Soderblom, I always confuse his brother. There's just different pronunciations. I don't know why, but Soderblom does get the goal. It is 1-0 in favor of the Penguins. Off the draw, Malkin. And then it's Chinakhov trying to hold it in. Martone kicks it out to center. And then Chinakhov passes to Malkin. Fires it back in from the blue line. The Pittsburgh Penguins crowd here finally having something to cheer about after they got shut out in Game 2. As it goes in behind. No, it doesn't. Shilov's covered it up. 4 minutes into the first period. Pittsburgh leading by 1. And the shots are 3-1 in favor of the Philadelphia Flyers. This is Emil Andre, as he missed the last 3 games. And it was an upper body injury, and as a coach's decision, he's back in the lineup here tonight for Game 5. But right now, the Penguins, if they can build off this lead, I mean, this is crucial. They got to win the rest of this series to move on against Carolina. It's going to be tough, but if they just need a win here, and they'll be 2 away. Played back to the point. Across it goes. Long shot. Save made by Shilovs from the point. And Achari flips it out to center. It rolls wide of the net, and it's going to be an icing here on the Penguins. Shilovs with a save there off that face-off win by the Flyers, just moving it around. Kate's the screen in front, and Shilovs, that was the Andre shot from the blue line. It deflected off of a Alex bump there, and he almost deflected it home to tie the game. 4-1 the shots favoring the Flyers. The Pittsburgh Penguins, though, a gorgeous setup by Mantha. If you just missed it, Elmer Soderblom with his first playoff goal. There's a whistle off the draw here, and there's a penalty upcoming. And the Penguins are going shorthanded as Girard takes the penalty.
Lined up on the... Girard will go.
Pittsburgh, number 49, minor penalty. Tripping.
A tripping call. And the thing that the Penguins do not need is more penalties. As he trips up Barkey, and a power play for Philadelphia. Samuel Girard in the box, and a chance here on the power play for the Flyers to strike back and tie this game. Cleared immediately out to center, as here's Jamie Drysdale with the puck. Drysdale the drop pass. This series, 2 goals and 13 opportunities. Both goals in Game 3 on the power play for the Philadelphia Flyers. That was back in Philadelphia at the Xfinity Mobile Arena. Drysdale plays it off the boards. A stretch pass here as a cutting Cates was going to the net. As Forster turns it over. And here come the Penguins. Carlson trying to go shorthanded. Flips it ahead into the far corner. They killed off 40 seconds. A huge hit along the boards there. And here's Zegras the other way, 3-on-3 on the power play. Zegras fed it down low in the corner here. Dvorak, Zegras across the ice. Konechny fires a shot that got blocked into the corner. Konechny along the half wall. Played it back. Ristolainen. Zegras in the circle. Zegras drifts away from it. Ristolainen at the blue line. Patiently waiting. Got it over to Konechny. Return pass here for Ristolainen. Konechny now. High slot. Fires a shot that got blocked into the corner. Zegras. Konechny holds it in. Backhand that one to Zegras. Konechny fakes the one-timer. Got it to Ristolainen at the blue line. Slap pass across for Zegras. Didn't like the look. Ristolainen fires a one-timer wide. And Letang tries to clear it. It's held in by Ristolainen. Martone with a lot of room. Porter Martone fires wide. Ristolainen plays it around. Konechny in the corner. 20 seconds to go on the man advantage. Ristolainen fires, and it's blocked out to center. Penguins mixing a change. Sandheim the other way. 10 seconds to go on the power play. Konechny along the boards. As they battle for it, and it continues with Achari. Long shot by York is stopped, and Shilov's forced it into the corner, and the power play's over. Here's Girard. He sends Lizotte into the middle. Lizotte! It's blocked. Girard. Lizotte, and then Novak will try to get it. Novak in the corner, battling for it. Only one shot on that power play for the Flyers. Deflected out of play into the bench. We'll get a whistle. 13:20 to go. The Flyers down 1-0 in Game 5. The Penguins trying to stay alive. Bringing you back here to Pittsburgh. Chris Letang in Game 4, fourth defenseman in Pittsburgh Penguins history to score a game-winning goal in a potential elimination game. As Back in 2001, Darius Kasparaitis. That's a long time ago against Buffalo in Game 7 of the Eastern Conference semifinals, not the Eastern Conference final. And long time ago with Darius Kasparaitis. The only shot for the Penguins is that goal off of Elmer Soderblom's stick. A face-off kick to the point, but could not be held in by Karlsson. Erik Karlsson has it. Deflected it out to center, Malkin. And going back for the puck here is Drysdale. He almost turns it over. He does. Malkin in behind the net now. Evgeny Malkin looking. Going across the ice here for Karlsson. Played back here. Chinakhov. Across it goes. Weatherspoon fakes the shot. Fed it in deep behind the net off the back of the net. And it's cleared out of the zone by the Flyers and Couturier. Weatherspoon. Game 5 of this first round series. Flyers leading 3-1, but the Penguins in the game leading by a goal, and a huge one here. Their first lead on home ice in this playoff year. Crosby fed it back. Across it goes. Shea the long shot. That whistled wide. Solovyov along the boards. Got it free. Raquel's shot wide of the net. Here's Crosby. Fires a shot and a save made. Goes back. Long shot deflected and a save made as well. Two big stops there by Vladar. The stretch ahead, picked off at center. Here's Bumpin in his debut. Bumpin, a shot, got blocked into the corner. Tippett along the wall, played it in behind the net now for Sanheim. Into the corner, Zegras got it free. Played back here, long shot, deflected and the save made. Sanheim was in front of the net. Sealer will go back for the puck. And here's Barkey back in. Barkey the drop pass for Tippett along the half wall. Tippett backhands that one now. Is blocked by Letang. And here come the Penguins. Achari. Bank pass. Mantha. Mantha shot. Save. Rebound. It's covered up by Vladar. As it rolled towards Vladar, the opportunity for the Penguins trying to make it 2 in a row. He rolled off a Tippett's stick there, or his skate actually. Good glove save there by Vladar, but it produced a rebound that could have been dangerous in an own goal there. Crosby, though, I think that hit the pad of the post. And then his deflection got blocked by Sanheim. Let's see. Oh, man, what a stick there by Sanheim, or potentially, maybe that's a 2-goal lead for the Penguins. Welcome you in, everybody, for just tuning in with us. 11:28 to go here in the first period. The Penguins leading by a goal. Elmer Soderblom with the tally. And they're trying to make it 2, and they've had some opportunities here in the offensive zone. Off the draw, Ben Kendall couldn't win it. He has not had a good playoffs this year, Ben Kendall. He has really not been able to do so, this rookie. And an icing here with 11:21 to go. Ben Kendall, a -4 here in the series, has no goals, no assists, and no points. And unfortunate here for Ben Kendall, who was pretty good in the regular season and one of the shocks for the Pittsburgh Penguins offense. That was 3rd in the league in the regular season. They hadn't managed 2 or more goals until Game 4 of this series, where they won 4-2 in Philadelphia to extend this series to 5. At least for the moment, Pittsburgh right now, having the 1-0 lead really helps them out here. Deflected into the corner. Played in behind the net now as pressure in behind. And it's cleared out. Will that be another icing? No, will not. It slows down before it is picked up here by Girard. 5-2, the shots favoring the Flyers here in the game. Pittsburgh trying to force this series to 6 back to Philadelphia. And try to keep their playoff hopes alive. Flipped back in by Konechny. Letang will get it in behind the net now. Mantha. Got ahead, Soderblom deflected it to the point, not cleared out yet. Drysdale fires one, save made, rebound loose in front. And it's cleared ahead here by Mantha. 3-on-2 for the Penguins. Ben Kendall leading the rush. Here's Mantha. Mantha trying to center one for Soderblom. Firing a shot and a save made. Rebound was loose as Karlsson got the opportunity. A 95.4 mile per hour slap shot. Almost made it 2-0. Malkin. Pressured along the boards. Cates got ahead. Back in. Centering pass. Could not go. As the Flyers will have to regain it at center. Forster has it. Plays it along the wall. Bump. Deflected it ahead. And cleared out again by the Penguins. We're halfway through the first period. Shots are 7-3 in favor of the Flyers. But the score favors the Penguins 1-0. Elmer Soderblom with a goal early on, less than 3 minutes into this hockey game, giving the Penguins a huge lead here in this one. Tip hit off his skate, deflected into the corner. It goes for Weatherspoon now. He has it in his own corner and got it across here for Raquel. Raquel fires it back in. Around it goes along the wall. Russ trying to get there. Drysdale trying to clear it. Raquel holds it in. It is fired in behind the net now. Drysdale trying to chop it out. And along the boards, Letang holds it in. It goes into the corner for Crosby, who tries to get there first and could not. Held in again by the Penguins. Shot! Could not go at the side of the cage. 9:05 to go. The Penguins. Crosby delivering a huge hit on Cam York. We'll be back with 9:05 to go. Welcome you back here to Pittsburgh. A 1-0 lead for the Penguins here in Game 5, trying to extend their series here against the Philadelphia Flyers to at least 6, and then trying to win that game 6 to force it back here to Game 7. The Flyers just need one more win to move on against the Carolina Hurricanes. Pittsburgh winning the last one 4-2. Crosby a big part of that with a goal and an assist. And last time the Penguins fell down 3-1 in the series to the Philadelphia Flyers, they lost that Game 5 in 1997. That was Mario Lemieux's last game before his first retirement, and he obviously came back in 2000, and that goal in his return was so electrifying. Man, that was 3 years later, though. But that was his last game before his first retirement, and then they came back in 2000. In December of 2000, I believe. December 27, I think. Off the draw, it is around the boards here. Philadelphia taking on some hits here. Glendening forced it back in. Rolls on Shelovs, who covers the puck. And then some pushing and shoving after the whistle. 8:54 to go in the first. Welcome you back in if you're just tuning in with us. 8:54 to go here in Pittsburgh. Our poll is the first time I've ever seen it even. 50% for both sides. It's a coin flip here in Game 5, apparently. Because the momentum here for the Penguins, even though they're getting outshot 7-3, has been a pretty common thing to see here in this series for the Pittsburgh Penguins being outshot. But with the 1-0 lead, it surely helps out, especially with your playoff crowd, your home crowd, standing behind you here. Deflected it ahead as a race for the puck continues here. It goes into the corner. Nice hit along the boards by Lizotte. In behind the net now. Lizotte gets it back. Around the boards it goes for Carlson, who holds it in. Fires a shot that deflected off the post! I think so. And now Lizotte fires a shot and a blocker save. And Dewar lost it along the wall. Carlson getting back on Konechny. And here come the Penguins the other way. Lizotte fed a pass here. Onside. Shot by Dewar into the corner. Around the boards, Achari fed it back to the point for Letang, who holds it in. Letang fires it around once again. Ristolainen gets there first and clears it ahead here. 3-on-2, now a 3-on-3 as it's chipped back in here by Cates. Letang gets there first. Letang passes into the middle. Girard got the pass back. Sam Girard, the stretch ahead, deflected into the corner. Novak trying to get there, couldn't. And Malkin forced it back in, but if they went in offside, there would have been a whistle. Stretch pass deflected above Shilovs. He'll play at the side of the net, and then it's chopped away by Bump, so he couldn't cover the puck. York deflected back into the corner. Girard gets there first on Tippett. Fan on the clearance attempt. Penguins turn it over almost. Novak forces it out to center and backhands that one into the Philadelphia zone. Played by Vladar. Vladar has shaky game 4, and right now he has allowed a goal on the first 4 shots by the Penguins. And it's cleared out to center. Crosby fires it back in as his stick was lifted initially, but then he got it back. A turnover along the wall, comes free for Rust. Rust tried to feed it for Crosby and he couldn't, as it was intercepted by a nice defensive play there by the Flyers. I believe that was Tippett who got the stick lift there. Here's Rust with Crosby cutting. Crosby! Save, rebound! Rust missed it wide. Raquel, a huge hit by Rust. Here's Carlson from the blue line. Eric Carlson fed a pass here. Onside with Shea. Shea gets taken down and cleared out to center. 1-on-1 the other way. Glendening trying to get there. And Achari forced him off the puck. Crosby into the middle. The pass is picked off. And Couturier ahead. The pass away from Glendening. Poked out to center. Another takeaway here, and Glendening will shoot it back in. Achari along the boards. Carlson. Carlson backhands that one down the length of the ice, but it will not be for icing, as Sanheim will get it. Sanheim trying to get lined up almost. Witherspoon along the wall. And it's actually Soderblom who plays that back to the point. Delayed penalty upcoming to the Flyers here. Kendall waiting, cross the ice. Delayed call, it's going against Philadelphia. Backhander! Save made by Vladar! Penguins power play. Here we go. Konechny gets punched in the face, and a brawl continues. Malkin got taken down to the ice. Oh, wow. Konechny got absolutely punched and fell. And Malkin's going to the box as well. Man. Wow. You really should have controlled your tempers there. Mantha wants to drop the gloves here. Wow. Mantha. Philadelphia annoying the Penguins again. Here in Game 5, and they make them take a penalty. Man. So I think this negates the power play here. Unless some sort... Hathaway and Malkin in the box, and Mantha's going to the box. Wow. That's something you don't want to do in a playoff game. You want to keep that power play, and they did not. They were not smart with it. Malkin and Mantha go to the box. We'll be back. I think it's going to be a Flyers power play. We'll see. We'll be back, everybody. Welcome you back here to Pittsburgh with 5:33 to go. I believe we're going to have 4-on-4 here. Man, that is something you don't want to do. That's lacks maturity there. And obviously from a veteran in Malkin, he got baited there by Hathaway. And so we play 4-on-4, I believe. As I think it's 4-on-4. I think this still negates the power play, though, for the Penguins, and that's pretty. That is not a pretty good penalty to take if you're Malkin. I mean, Konechny was asking for it, but he fell for the bait, Evgeny Malkin. And it wasn't much. Konechny just kind of sold that, too. And, man, the Philadelphia Flyers annoying her. Oh, Sanheim got cross-checked. Yeesh. Gotta control your tempers here. You're Pittsburgh. You would have had a power play going into this, and instead it's a 4-on-4. That should have been something that they should have really controlled there in their emotions. Because now it's going to be 4-on-4, I believe. Unless this is still a Pittsburgh power play somehow. I wouldn't see how this would be. Maybe it would. Because I think the face-off outside the blue line, it is going to be a Pittsburgh power play, and never mind. So Pittsburgh has a power play here along the boards as they battle for it. Crosby got knocked down into the corner. Russ fed that back here to the point. Carlson looking, fires, deflected into the corner. Crosby will get it along the glass. Novak tied up with Glendening. All battling for the puck along the half wall. Crosby fed that back. Carlson crossed the ice here for Raquel into the circle. Raquel in the corner fed that back here for Carlson. Carlson played that back. Raquel down low. Russ and a save made. Blavdar. What a stop down low on Brian Rust. Brian Rust with the opportunity down low, and a big stop there by Vladar, preventing the 2-goal lead for the Penguins. .117 to go on the power play here for the Penguins as Carlson has the puck up high. Carlson fed it. Novak shot, save! Rust fed that back. Carlson at the point now moves to the blue line. Crosby has it. Down low. Novak center. Rust! And it missed wide. Raquel. Novak in behind. Rust will get it now in the corner on the backhand. Fed that for Crosby. Carlson. Fed it low. Raquel in the corner. Drifting away. Rust fed that back here for Carlson, who holds it in. Crosby in the circle, waiting. Trying to go across the ice here. It's fed into the middle. Backhander chance, and Raquel denied. Crosby in behind the net now. Pressured by Sealer off the puck, and Sealer tries to clear it. It's held in by Carlson. It's turned over, though, and a short-handed opportunity here for Dvorak. He's in on goal. Save made! Shilovs, a big stop, short-handed. 15 to go on the Pittsburgh power play. Shots are even at 8. Crosby's off the ice here as Kendall will move it ahead. Kendall dropped it. Soderblom's shot deflected out of play with 4 seconds to go on the man advantage. And the tempers continuing to boil here as Sanheim was arguing, I believe, with Ben Kendall. The Raquel with the opportunity right in front. A backhand chance. The Pittsburgh Penguins getting a lot of opportunities, though. Carlson was trying to hold that one in, and Dvorak had a short-handed chance right here. A big save by Shilovs. That hit his elbow. Shots are even at 8 here in the game, and Pittsburgh has 4 seconds to go on their man advantage, and the Flyers win the draw. Both teams are 0 for 1 on the power play here in the game with 3.5 to go in the first. Letang carries it back in. Backhands that one in behind the net. Chinakhov trying to get there first. Konechny fed a pass here for Couturier, and here come the Flyers. Glendening backhands that one back in. It goes in behind here. Letang got it for Gerard. Gerard trying to clear it. Soderblom has it. Flipped it up in the air. Knocked down by Kendall, who carries it back in. Great back check there by Couturier on Ben Kendall. 3 minutes to go. Shea has the puck. Shots are even at 8 here in the game. It's fed in the middle. Novak. That looked like too many men there on Philadelphia for a moment as Barkey was entering the playing field. Shea around the boards. Achari couldn't clear it. Long shot. Tippett deflected wide. Weatherspoon not cleared again. Long shot again goes wide. Tippett in the corner. Barkey trying to get there. Penguins trying to clear it. Achari does clear it. Will it go down the length of the ice? Yes, it will. 2:25 to go. And an icing here on the Pittsburgh Penguins. 1-0 Penguins off the goal by Elmer Soderblom, trying to keep this series alive. If the Penguins win it, Game 6 in Philadelphia, and if they win in Game 6, a Game 7 back here in Pittsburgh. They've had some memorable Game 7s here in Pittsburgh. But for them to get to that point, they're going to have to get a victory here tonight in the Game 6. And Philadelphia just trying to go for the gentleman's sweep. Off the face-off, lost by Dvorak. Achari had won it. Deflected down the length of the ice, no icing. Vladar plays it in behind his own net. Almost another giveaway in behind. He had one of those in Game 4 that led to a Penguins goal. Back in is Sanheim. He's in on goal. Fires a shot off the glove of Shilovs. It goes to the point. Ristolainen shot fired wide. Held in by Sanheim. Ristolainen couldn't get the pass. Just Gerard lost to the Martone and regathered here by the Penguins. Here's Letang, a 3-on-2 for the Pens. Letang crossed the ice. Here's shot and a save made. Raquel with the opportunity. And Lazat feeds that back here. Gerard, a slap shot, save. Rebound, Rust, fan on it. Rust, another shot was stopped. It was blocked in front. Raquel. Rust will get it along the boards. Cates. Oh, man, if Rust could just corralled that puck on its stick, maybe a 2-0 lead. That would have been huge for the Penguins here, too. They lead in the shots 9-8 right now. And they lead the game 1-0. A turnover almost. Bump a shot was stopped by Shilovs from the boards. It's held in by Sanheim. And Bump has it. Bump up high on the backhand. Got a pass across. One-time shot by Forster. Rides the glass and down the length of the ice back into the Philadelphia zone with less than a minute to go. Here's Drysdale the other way. Got a pass across. I got a cutting. Zegras in on goal. He fanned. Oh, wow. He had an open net. Fired another shot. Bump. And it was blocked. Bump another chance. Turnaround shot. And Tippett missed it wide. Carlson got it ahead. Here's Novak back in. Novak cutting through. It goes into the corner. Played back here. Malkin. Weatherspoon, a long shot deflected wide of the goal of Vladar. 22 seconds to go here in the first period. Zegras flips it out to center. Chances on both ends here. Barkey dropped it. Zegras, nice move. Zegras between the legs and a save. Or it might have missed wide. Shilovs might have gotten a piece of that. It's fed back here. Tippett a shot and a save. 5 seconds to go. Another shot by Sela deflected up in the air. It goes into the corner. That'll do it for the first period. Action filled first with the Penguins with their first lead here on home ice. Take a 1-0 lead into the locker room. Chances on both ends here as Zegras fanned as he lost control of the puck on a chance that could have tied the game as he was trying to go backhand. And then the between the legs chance by Zegras almost too. Man, what a first period and only one goal. They've allowed 0 first period goals this season, in this postseason actually, the Pittsburgh Penguins. And they have a huge 1-0 lead. We will be back with our intermission report coming up next here on the NHL and MHS. back to our intermission report as the Penguins leading by 1 after 20. As the score, it is 1-0 in favor of the Pittsburgh Penguins. Hello, everybody. I'm Max. Glad you can be with us here on our coverage of the Stanley Cup playoffs here on the NHL and MHS. Share the stream around if you're able to, obviously. In our poll right now, we have 32 votes. Who will win Game 5? 62% of them have gone to the Penguins. 38 have gone to the Philadelphia Flyers. And let's go over what happened in that first period while we're at it here. As the Penguins trying right now to hold on for dear life and just, force this back to a Game 6 back in Philadelphia. Set this up real quick, everybody. And here we go. 1-0. Penguins leading. They outshot the Flyers 11-9. 11:45 into our intermission ends. Elmer Soderblom with the goal. And he has the Penguins up by a goal here in game number 5. Faceoffs have been even. Both power plays have been terrible. 0 for 1. 19-13 the hits. Penguins were delivering some big hits in that first period. They wanted to play like that. They had a good start to the game. They kind of slowed down a little bit at the end with the Flyers putting the push in Zegers with some 2 good chances late in that period in the final minute. But they hold on, and the Penguins with the 1-0 lead. So we'll see how they build from that. Obviously, the Flyers have won 3 straight, and now the Penguins have a chance to win 2 straight and try to force us back to Philadelphia for Game 6. That would be on Wednesday, I believe. Yes, it would be on Wednesday. And if it does go 7, it will be on May 2nd, Game 7 in Pittsburgh. Ooh, boy. Yeah, I mean, these series have been pretty good in the first round. We'll go over the other series, the controversy. If anyone watched the Edmonton Oilers and Anaheim Ducks game, what did you think of that overtime goal? I think it was in. It was pretty obvious it was in, but, man, the way it was dealt with was kind of weird. But, I mean, obviously, down 3-1 now in the series, the Edmonton Oilers. But 3 teams are down 3-1 right now. Pittsburgh can change that with being down 3-2. Buffalo's up 3-1 against the Boston Bruins right now, and I believe they would face, I think they would face either Tampa or Montreal. And in this series, if Philadelphia does win here tonight, it will be the Carolina Hurricanes and the Philadelphia Flyers in the second round. That would start in Carolina for the second round of the Stanley Cup playoffs. We wouldn't know when that starts until all these series get done here. Is multiple series tied at 2, with 2 of them being tied at 2, actually. Vegas has a chance to go 2-2 now in their series with a win in Game 4. If not, Utah's up 3-1 against the Vegas Golden Knights. Anaheim's up 3-1 in their series. Buffalo's up 3-1 in their series. The only 2 series that are tied at 2 right now are the Montreal Canadiens and the Tampa Bay Lightning and the Dallas Stars and the Minnesota Wild. Minnesota coming back with Game 4 victory in overtime, and unfortunate as a Stars fan, but man, what a good game that was. Obviously, as a hockey fan, what a legacy game ruined by Jake Ottinger. Man, oh man. Great deflection, though, by Boldy right in front of that net. And that's how it goes sometimes. The playoffs are just brutal like that, as it can be. It's the most frustrating, but also the most fun time of the year. And obviously the Stanley Cup playoffs, the best playoffs, obviously, of any professional sports. And a good lead here, good game here by the Pittsburgh Penguins so far in the first period. They got to continue it, obviously. They have to play like it is Game 7, because it seems like they got to win, no matter what. Because they need to, because if they don't, Philadelphia is facing Carolina in the second round. It'd be Philadelphia's first series win since 2020. We'll see if that does happen here tonight, though, or will we see it on Wednesday? That'll be the question. Can Pittsburgh force us back here to the Game 6 in Philadelphia? We will be back with our intermission report as it continues on here on the NHL and MHS. Welcome you back here to the PPG Paints Arena. 1-0. The Penguins leading it over the Philadelphia Flyers. And headed into this game, the first 4 games of the Penguins, they had a total of 22 first-period shots through a 4-game span of this series. They had 11 here tonight, as, man, they got half of that, basically. And the Pittsburgh Penguins with probably their best first-period start of the series, as we'll see how it continues on. Obviously, they're the Flyers. You got to reset, and you got some chances late in that period. We'll see, obviously, how this goes. We'll go over the goal again if we can. If we can get some sort of thing here. I don't think we're going to get it. 5:07 to go, and till our intermission starts. Last night's games were good. Edmonton losing in Anaheim, 3-1 series lead for the Ducks. Colorado sweeping the LA Kings as Anze Kopitar's career ends with a bitter taste with a sweep. Anze Kopitar, that is just a rough way to go out, losing in 4. That was a 5-1 win for the Avs, and they will await the winner of Minnesota or Dallas series. And imagine a Dallas-Colorado series again. Oof, wouldn't that be fun? Colorado would have home ice this time, though, instead of the Stars. Tampa-Montreal, that could be a good series. Tampa won 3-2 in a comeback effort. They were down 2-0 at one point of the game, but Montreal gave up 3 straight, and Tampa Bay won it by a score of 3-2, and Buffalo winning 6-1 over the Bruins, a clear-cut domination at TD Garden at Game 4, and they're up 3-1 in the series, and Buffalo 1 win away from getting their first series win since 2007. Unbelievable. And the Flyers have a chance to win this series here tonight, but they got to get the win here tonight against the Pittsburgh Penguins that are hungry for a victory. Can they do it? That's the question. Can the Pittsburgh Penguins hold on and continue to get some goals here on the board? If they do, we can see the Pittsburgh Penguins living for another day here. We'll see in just a moment as the puck will drop here for the second period in just a couple of moments. We'll take a break and we'll be back for the second period coming up next here in Pittsburgh. Welcome you back here to Pittsburgh for period number 2 between the Penguins and the Flyers. Welcome you back in. I'm Max. Glad you can be with us here on our coverage of the Stanley Cup playoffs in this opening round series between the Penguins and the Flyers. The Flyers leading the series 3-1 here in the Eastern Conference quarterfinals. The goal by Elmer Soderblom has the Penguins up by 1. Going into the second period, their first lead here at home, and carried it to the second period. That's the second straight game where they've had a 1-0 lead and carried it into the second period. That was game 4. And maybe it been game 3 as well. Game 3 they had a 1-0 lead. They lost that, and they lost that game by its final score of 5-2. Not a good start there, but obviously game 4 they got the back, and now in this one potentially Penguins trying to get back in this one. Stanley Cup playoffs, game 5, Penguins Flyers. A 3-1 series lead for the Philadelphia Flyers here. Their poll right now reads 59% going to the Pittsburgh Penguins, 41% in favor of the Flyers. Artur Shilov's big game in game 4 with 28 saves on 30 shots and .933 save percentage. He has not allowed a goal in the first period in both of the games he started. And Vladar laying up a goal in the first period in 3 consecutive games. Period number 2. Pittsburgh, will they build on their lead, or will the Flyers come back with some offense here? In game 3 they did. In game 4 they got 1 back, I believe. And Crosby trying to win the draw. He loses it. We're underway here in the second period. Here in the Steel City, shot save made as Sheila has made a pad save there. Glendening around the boards. Hathaway holds it in. Couturier trying to get there instead. It's Shea, and then deflected ahead here by Mantha out to center ice. Ristolainen the stretch pass. That could have been too many men there almost. Solovyov got him out to center ice. And here is Ristolainen firing it back in. Shea will get in the corner. We're underway here in the second period. If you just tune in with us, 1-0 Penguins. Elmer Soderblom back in the first period. Less than 3 minutes into the first period. Got the goal, and the Penguins are up by 1. Carlson will get it off the boards, and he'll clear it out to center. Nothing happening here in the second period. A minute in. Witherspoon played that back here for Carlson. Deflected pass. It was intended for Novak. Fired back in by Philadelphia instead. Witherspoon pressured from behind here. Almost stolen away. Almost is a key word because it didn't happen. Carlson has the puck and turned over again as it's fired back in by the Flyers and Konechny. Into the corner. Martone trying to get there. Andre now was held off pointless in his first game in this series because he got goals or assists in the first 3, Porter Martone, until game 4 where he was held pointless. Back in is Konechny. Deflected on Shilovs by his own man. Here come the Penguins the other way. Girard will carry it ahead. Fired in around the blue line into the corner. In behind the net now, Mantha. And now it's Soderblom along the wall. Centering one up high. Letang shot. Blocked up in the air. Soderblom has it now. Fed it for Mantha along the half wall. Give and go here with Letang. Letang drifting into the circle. Letang a backhand shot. Tied up. Kicked the shot on goal. Kindle. And a save made. Mantha. Looking. Mantha. Patiently waiting. Now along the boards with it. Mantha looking to center one. Here's Letang. Fires. And they missed wide. And Girard could not hold it in. Sam Girard now will spin back. And we'll get it to Soderblom back in on side. Soderblom in. Forced off the puck, got it back. Mantha around the boards. Getting there first with a dot. Playing that back here for Carlson. Mantha has it in the corner. Anthony Mantha. And it's held in by Pittsburgh. Mantha holds it in. Mantha on the backhand, circling around the net, and a wraparound attempt was stopped. Novak. Or Dewar, pardon me. Played back here for Weatherspoon. Weatherspoon a long shot, deflected on goal and a save made on Vladar. Held in again as it's turned over. Dewar! He scores! No, it's waved off. They say it was waved off. They wave off the goal. And now, a conference, I think it was in. In and out. And they're going to go to review here.
On the Jumbotron here
It's
in
in.
Pittsburgh.
They're seeing the replay here.
And they go nuts.
The other officials on the ice. Call the ice as a goal.
We'll take a look at it.
Dewar fires it. Top corner. And the Penguins lead by 2, but it's in review right now. But that's a clear-cut goal right there. Oh, wow. Penguins lead by 2. Wow. What a shot. And it's a 2-0 lead here for the Penguins. Back in on side. A chance of the net on bump, and he scores! What a response by the Philadelphia Flyers in his playoff debut. He has made it 2-1 game. Wow. Wow, what a move, dancing through Weatherspoon and to the 5-hole goals, so that 2-goal lead evaporates immediately as Alex Bump in his first career playoff game gets his first playoff goal, and the Flyers punch back immediately in a 2-1 game now. Wow. All the momentum now of that second goal is completely gone from Dewar. Ristolainen around the boards. Letang. Almost a turnover. It is turned over. Ristolainen holds it in. Into the corner it goes for Girard. Girard. Pressured up there by Cates. In his playoff debut, Alex Bump gets the goal, his first career playoff goal, and here come the Penguins back in. Here's Malkin. Malkin, the pass blocked off, but then Bump fell down. Malkin down low. Letang shot blocked into the corner. Novak on the forecheck. Malkin trying to get it free. He does get it free. He feeds that back to the point. Girard has it. Girard fired. Chinikov and a blocked shot on the way through. Knocked down by Letang. Chinikov has it at center. Played back into his own zone. Dewar, his second of the series. Crosby with an assist again. Kendall across the ice here. Soderblom has it in the corner. Soderblom around the boards. Fighting off pressure as it's fed across here for Shea. His shot deflected into the corner. Soderblom lost it, tip it, forces it out to center ice. 1-goal game again. 2 goals quickly here in succession. One by the Penguins and one by the Flyers. As here they come again. Carlson, they're offside with 15:13 to go. Alex Bump with the goal. His first ever. Ristolainen and Cates with the assist at 15:13 left to go here in the second period. And 2 goals quickly. That whistle was offside. 3-1 Flyers leading the series, and they punch back here as the Pittsburgh Penguins had made it 2-0. Not for long, though. Off the draw. Andre plays it off the boards. Tippett. Zegras. Miscommunication. Crosby on the forecheck. Almost stole it away. Now it is turned over here to Rust. Crosby. Rust now along the boards. Fed it back to the point. Weatherspoon now. Long shot. Deflected off a stick. And out of play it goes. Faceoff will remain in the Flyers zone. 5:04 into the second period. The shots are 14-11 in favor of the Pittsburgh Penguins. I believe 2 or 3 shots here by the Flyers and 3 here for the Pens. Both have scored a goal here in the second period. It's a 2-1 Pittsburgh lead, and as Dewar has the goal. That's the difference right now, but Bump responded quickly after that goal by the Penguins. Crosby trying to win the draw, couldn't. York along the boards, battle for in the corner. Raquel, Crosby on the forecheck, and it's cleared ahead here by Glendening. As it goes into the corner, centering pass, it goes around the boards instead along the half wall. Drifting shot, save. In behind the net now, Drysdale looking to center one for Hathaway, and it didn't go. Witherspoon. And the Penguins will look to transition the other way. Raquel in the middle, 2-on-2, crossing the line. Rust on the outside now. Rust in behind the net now. Fights off pressure. Tied up with Couturier. His stick got slashed there, no penalty. This is deflected back into the corner. In behind the net now, Shea let it go through, and Achari tried to clear it, trying to force it out. Lizotte does. Fired back in here by Nick Seeler around the boards. Into the middle, it popped free for Achari. It deflected, so no icing on the Penguins. Seeler in behind his own net. Andre, nice hit there by Lizotte. Glove down and touched up next by a Flyer. And cleared out to center ice. Here they come back in onside. The Penguins drop pass into the middle. Dewar again! Save made! Rebound, Dewar missed an open net! Dewar in the corner. There's a whistle here with 13:32 to go. And a scrum as the helmet of Ladar came off. Wow. That was a chance. Dewar almost got another one. Dewar, a backhand that just missed wide. We will be back with 13:32 to go. 2-1, Penguins leading in a must-win game. We're back, everybody. 2-1, the Penguins leading it over the Philadelphia Flyers. As the difference right now is a Dewar goal. Vladar has made some big saves here. And that shot by Dewar was crazy. And then even crazier goal for a first career playoff goal by Alex Bump. Dewar on the backhand, I think might have been deflected off someone. Or else he just plainly missed it. Mario Lemieux getting the standing ovation. He's here in the building. Mario Lemieux, Pittsburgh Penguins legend, in the suite here at the PPG Paints Arena. Did not play in this arena, though, obviously, as he used to play at Mellon Arena, Civic Arena, or commonly named the Igloo, back in Pittsburgh. And obviously now that's parking lot now. It's a parking lot now. They tore down that old arena a long time ago. But that was the last building he played in. As here come the Penguins. Gerard. That drop pass couldn't connect there for Novak. It's going to be an icing here on Philadelphia with 13:06 to go. Sidney Crosby, one win away from his 100th postseason victory and would be fourth among active players. Perry, McDavid, and Marchand. Can he do it? Because he really needs it, because if they don't, their season is over, and this could potentially be the last playoff game here for the Penguins with this same core if they don't make it next year. And if obviously with Malkin not getting extended right now, at least for the moment, we'll see in the summer if he does get extended. He's almost about to be 40. Back in onside is Bump with some room shot, and it's blocked on the way through by Gerard, who gets bumped away by Bump, and it's cleared out. Bump will fire it back in from the red line. Letang will get there first. 12.5 to go here. Deflected ahead. Icing regardless, though. On the wrong side of the red line, it was deflected with 12:29 to go, and the face-off will go back in the Penguins zone. Most playoff points by a player born outside North America. Evgeny Malkin, 183. He's tied Nicholas Lidstrom. Jaromir Jagr and Jari Kurri ahead of him. Sergei Fedorov at 176. Jaromir Jagr obviously getting retired here a couple years ago. Beside Mario Lemieux. Off the draw. They battle for it, and Letang fires it out to center. It will be another icing here on the Penguins. Oh, I don't know about that. It seemed like Mantha had won the race, and Mantha's arguing with the linesman. Our officials here tonight, Francis Sharon and John McIsaac. The referees, the linesperson Scott Cherry and Killian McNamara. The face-off will stay in the Pittsburgh zone, though, regardless. That, I don't know about that. That looked like that could have been Mantha winning that race. I don't know about that call. We'll see. Zegras trying to win the draw. Instead, it's won here by the Penguins, and Letang has the puck in behind his own net. The shots are 15-12 here for the Penguins here in the game. And into the middle, that pass couldn't connect. York now backhands that one in. Gerard will get it first. Letang now got it free and cleared out to center. There were more than 8 minutes passing here in the second period. 2 goals quickly here in the second. It was 2-0 Penguins. Then it evaporated. Bump. What a hit there by Glenn Denning. Crosby the other way. Has an assist here in the game. And that will be icing here on the Penguins with 11:38 to go. Or it was offside. I'm not sure. I think it was an icing. Just looking back at this opportunity, Dewar. I thought, what a keep by Crosby actually, though, on that goal. I thought when I called that, I thought maybe it wasn't a goal because nothing was signaled or anything. But I think it was in, and it was. The chances you take, though. Shea has it in behind his own net. Welcome you back in if you're joining us here. Pittsburgh up 2-1 and in a must-win game here for the Penguins as Shea has the puck in his own zone, trying to stretch it ahead here. Deflected back in. Vladar played it, then Kendall between the legs of Vladar. Tried to get the open net and try to center one. Man, that was close. Shea, intercepted pass there as Andre played it back here. As it's deflected ahead here, onside, 2-on-2, shot, save! Hathaway with the opportunity, and Shea forces him to the glass. With 10:54 to go here in the second period. Our poll, 45 votes, 58% of them going to the Penguins. Flyers with 42%. And that chance there, Vladar. Man, Vladar has had a tough time controlling the puck here on these Man, because Vladar made a mistake in Game 4. Led to the goal there. I believe by Raquel. That was the Raquel goal. Eesh, that's a rough one. And you know, that might have been one of the goals that made the difference in the game in Game 4. And that's why we're here in Game 5 in Pittsburgh. Stretch ahead here, couldn't connect, but it's not an icing. It's just covered up by Vladar at the top of his crease with 10:46 to go here in the second period. Face-off will be in the Philadelphia zone, too. Rust trying to get that pass and just deflected. 2-1, Pittsburgh leading it. Share the stream around as we have more playoff coverage on Wednesday. The Montreal Canadiens taking on the Tampa Bay Lightning. Lightning coming back in that game in Game 4 at the Bell Center. And we go to Tampa for Game 5. That should be a good one. Rust played that back, long shot blocked. And a delayed penalty upcoming to the Penguins. And is it going to be a tripping? Yes, it is. And so the Flyers draw the penalty, and I believe it's Erik Karlsson going to the box here. And Wotherspoon with some action with Martone.
Number 65, Minor Valley,
So a chance here for the Flyers to tie the game here on the power play. That is 0 for 1. And that's a clear trip there by Erik Karlsson. He has had some trouble holding that puck in. It's either getting blocked or it's a desperate play and it leads to a turnover. And that one, he costed himself by taking a penalty. And a chance for the tying goal here. Zegras and Martone out here as Forster as well. Drysdale and Cates. Off the draw. It is Drysdale who has the puck. Drysdale fakes the shot. He got it to Zegras. Up high at the blue line. Fed it down low, but it's cleared again by the Penguins down the length of the ice. Approaching the halfway point of this game. Halfway point of the second period. And here's Zegras the other way. Carrying it ahead. Fired back in from the blue line. Around the boards it goes. Letang trying to get there. Poke checked away. Shea will get in the corner. He's tied up with Martone in the corner as they battle for the puck. All the players basically in that corner fighting for it. Trying to get that free. Zegras had it for a moment. Shea and then Zegras tried the center one! And Forster missed it wide. Chance in the slot there for Forster. Drysdale carries it ahead through center ice. That pass deflected into the Philadelphia bench. A minute left to go, and the faceoff, I believe, stays in the Pittsburgh zone. As this chance by Forster, I don't know how this is not, I don't know if he got enough on it, though. Wow, that just plain out missed. He didn't get all of it. Oh, and that just missed the far post by literally a whisker. Off the draw, Wotherspoon gets it, and he will fire it down the length of the ice. On Vladar, it bounced on him, and Ristolainen will carry it ahead. A stretch pass here for Konechny along the boards, getting forced off there by Gerard from behind. It is played to a vacant point and down the length of the ice again. Owen Tippett played that here, and ahead come the Flyers. Tippett has a cutter going to the net, and it's Barkey along the boards. Barkey looking, played that back. Ristolainen, long shot blocked. Konechny gets it now. Ristolainen again, passes it across. Barkey, return feed for Ristolainen at the blue line with less than 20 to go on the power play. Ristolainen fires, deflected. To the corner it goes, Konechny. Around the boards it go for Barkey along the wall. Played back here, Ristolainen with some room, waits, passed it. Barkey, return feed, Ristolainen. Played that back, Barkey. He found the pass to Konechny. Ristolainen now fakes the slap shot. Got it, Konechny. Power plays over. Konechny shot, and it missed wide. Karlsson trying to clear this. He's out of the box. 0 for 2 on the power play of the Flyers. Gerard and now Wotherspoon in behind his own net. A huge kill by the Penguins. Erik Karlsson across the ice here as Weatherspoon try to feed it into the middle. Here they come again. Novak cutting through. 1-on-4. And it's going to be an icing here on Philadelphia with 8:05 to go. 16-12, the shots favoring the Pittsburgh Penguins here, as we are more than halfway through our second period. And they have a 2-1 lead. And they maintain that with a good penalty kill. Getting Malkin back on the ice here, as he is on the line here with Novak and Chinikov. And Novak trying to win the draw, tie up in the dot, and York around the boards it goes and deflected out to center as the Flyers won the faceoff. Chinikov got it to Letang, in behind his own net. Chris Letang got it to Chinikov, who carried ahead. Chinikov, Vic onside, fires it wide of the net. Malkin played that back, long shot, save, made Vladar. The chance from the blue line by Letang. 7:44 to go. We'll be back in just a moment. 7:44, 2-1, Penguins leading it. Back in Pittsburgh, it is 2-1 in favor of the Pittsburgh Penguins here in game number 5. Trying to force this series back to Philadelphia for a game 6. They have the 2-1 lead with Novak's goal, Dewar. Connor Dewar with the goal and his second goal of the series. And then Bump getting that big goal in to respond. Remember a couple of years ago when Sheelows was in Vancouver, a big performance as they won that series in 6. Remember, Demko got injured in that series, and he was with Rick Tocchet, his former head coach, and now he's getting coached by Dan Muse, and he's facing his former head coach in Rick Tocchet, and trying to keep the door shut here for his Penguins to try and force us back to Philadelphia for a game 6. Off the draw. One here by Hathaway, and it's cleared out. Now race for the puck here. Getting here is Hathaway into the corner. Hathaway battling for the puck as he's tied up there. Solovyov trying to get there. It is a takedown in the corner. The puck is still sitting there. It comes free for the Penguins, though. Here they come the other way. Delayed pass, and Solovyov will fire it back in. A turnover here as a chance for a wraparound attempt was denied. It's fed back here. Long shot by Shea was blocked on the way through. Rust in the front of the net. Oh, there's a body down for the Penguins, and I think it's Crosby. Shea slowly going to the bench of Sidney Crosby, and that is not a good sign for the Pittsburgh Penguins. He is going straight down to the locker room. Oh, no. That is a terrible thing to see if you're a Pittsburgh Penguins fan right now. Man, we will keep you an update on that if Sidney Crosby can return. I don't know where he had that shot, or that puck hitting him, but man, that looked brutal. Tip it. Ahead now for Zegras. Zegras looking to tie the game. Couldn't, as Mantha will carry it ahead. Mantha had Kindle cutting, And now it is Gerard back in on side. Gerard on the outside try to center. Barkey steals it away. And getting here is Letang first. And that will be no icing here as a race for the puck. Almost beating to it was Mantha, who rides him into the board sealer. Wow. 6 minutes to go here in the second period. We'll give you an update on what's happened on Sidney Crosby. There is offside. 6:04 to go, and Crosby is in that tunnel somewhere. Where did this shot hit him? Oh, on his knee. Eesh. Hit him in the knee. And he went down quickly. And man. Hit him in the knee. That is brutal. And those are one of those shots from the blue line, winding that full range shot there. And he was hopping. And he was limping. Eesh, that's not a good sign. Ryan Shea might have gotten his own captain out of the game. And potentially out of this series. We'll see how Crosby does here and see if he does return here in the game. But a bad sign for the Penguins, obviously, with their captain out. Achari along the wall. Bump trying to get there. Forster battling for the puck as well. Lizotte joining the pile there. And they continue to whack and hack at it. Comes free for Forster. Drysdale has it up high. Or pardon me, York. And now a shot went wide of the net. Forster in behind the net now. Forster battling for the puck there. Dewar was tying him up in behind the net. Carlson trying to get there. And Carlson trying to clear it. Bump intercepts. Around the boards it goes. And Weatherspoon trying to clear it ahead. Achari can't clear it out of the zone just yet here. Forster holds it in. Achari will get in the corner. Konechny trying to steal it away though. Flyers hold it in again. As Konechny gets it now in the corner. Konechny feeds it back to the point. Sanheim, Ristolainen, return feed here for Sanheim, looking to tie it. Sanheim shot, scores! Travis Sanheim has tied it! .454 to go, and the Flyers have come back from a 2-goal deficit to tie the game. And they're going to see if there's any review of a goaltender interference. I don't think so. Sanheim just throwing one that went off the stick of Carlson, who has not had a great game here. And it goes in on the blocker side of Shilovs. And the 2-goal lead for the Penguins is gone with .454 to go. It is now 2-2 with less than 5 to go here in the second period. And that 2-goal lead gone, and Crosby's back on the bench. That's some good news for the Penguins. Man, Flyers, resilient. On Shilovs, it played into the corner, Letang. Travis Sanheim, his second goal this postseason, his third point of this series. Up in the air as the Flyers look to get the lead again. As they battle for it along the wall, Novak. Malkin. Trying to clear it, couldn't. Chipped up in the air. Held into the blue line by Ristolainen. Ristolainen waiting, past it. Here's a chance, and a save. Shilovs on Hathaway. What a chance there on Shilovs. Chinikov the other way. Drop pass, Malkin. We're trying to return it back to Chinikov. He has Letang wide open, and he couldn't settle the puck down. Chinikov around the boards. Malkin let it go to Letang along the half wall. Letang in behind for Malkin. Malkin trying to center one for Letang off his skate. Weatherspoon has the puck now for the Penguins. 2-2 here in Pittsburgh. Raquel back in, past it, Rust. Raquel deflected it wide. Crosby trying to get there on the forecheck. Here come the Flyers. Here's Zegras the other way. Zegras holds, dropped it, tip it. Nice move. Zegras couldn't get the pass. Oh, wow. That was some nice stick handling there by the chance there in front, and they missed wide. Drysdale deflected to the blue line. Wow, that could have been the lead right there for the Flyers. They are pushing now. Crosby fires it back in from center. As Drysdale around the boards, it deflected. Russ trying to get there. Here's Raquel holding it in. Past that. Hold it in is Letang. In behind the net now, Crosby. Around the boards it goes. Back to the point, held in by Letang. Raquel, Crosby in the corner. Deflected it back to the point for Shea. Crosby in behind the net now. Looking to center one here. It goes back to the point instead for Letang. He fires into the glove off the backboards, and is it loose? It's in! It's a goal! The Penguins have the lead! Chris Letang has given the Penguins a 3-2 lead off a weird bounce from the backboards and off the glass, and they regain the lead. With 2:48 to go in the second period, and that's the bounces you need. Wow, this went off the back glass, off the pad of Vladar, and it sneaks through. And with 2:48 to go, the Penguins get a big break and regain the lead. Wow. That's the bounce the Penguins needed, though. And they regain the lead in 3-2. Wow. Ristolainen held it in at the blue line. 3-2, Penguins leading it now. Martone's back in on side. Martone lost it at the blue line. Here come the Penguins again. Mantha with Soderblom cutting. Mantha got taken down towards the net. And now pushing and shoving here. Konechny and Mantha. Here we go. Punches exchanged. Sanheim got punched there and wanted a penalty. But he was the one joining the chaos along the glass. Pittsburgh leading by a goal again. The weirdest of ones you'll ever see, as Chris Letang has given the Penguins a 3-2 lead. With a goal off the back glass, it deflected off the pad of Vladar and into the back of the net for a 3-2 Pens advantage. With 2:24 to go. And a chaotic second period here. Probably the most entertaining second period here of this series. We will be back with 2:24 to go here in the second period. Welcome you back here to Pittsburgh. A 3-2 advantage for the Penguins in an elimination game for them. If the Philadelphia Flyers were to win this one, they would move on to the second round. If the Pittsburgh Penguins win it, we go to a Game 6 in this series. And it would be pretty interesting to see what we will see in that. Obviously, if there is a Game 6, it will be on Wednesday, and we'll probably cover that. It will be a 3-2 series advantage for the Philadelphia Flyers. This is the weirdest goal I've ever seen. But that's the kind of bounce the Penguins need here in this series now. And Crosby going back to the bench got a goal, and he just started smiling. Man. After Sanheim had just tied it, 2 minutes after that, Letang just throws one towards the net. It deflected off the glove, off the back glass and boards, and in for a 3-2 advantage for the Penguins. That's a rough one to give up there. With 2:24 to go. We have a lot to talk about in our intermission. With a 3-2 Penguins lead here in Game 5, we welcome you in. If you're just tuning in with us here on the NHL and MHS, subscribe if you haven't done it yet, and hope you stick around for the rest of the game, because this has been a great one here in Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh trying to keep this series alive, and the Battle of Pennsylvania has not disappointed. Letang, his second goal of the series. Crosby and Shea with the assist. A 2-assist night here for Sidney Crosby. And here's Chinakhov carrying it back in. They say that was onside. No. Novak had that pass in the middle, and he was ready to fire that one, and instead it is called offside with 1:57 to go. Flyers battling back from a 2-goal deficit and then letting up a goal 2 minutes later to get them down again here in the game. And now it's a 3-2 Penguins advantage here, and after they had a 2-goal lead for, 10 seconds maybe? Probably even less. After Bump had scored his first playoff goal, they've had a 1-goal lead for the majority of the night. Ristolainen along the boards. Half wall, it is Bump. Bump looking to tie it, shot, deflected. And it comes back again for Ristolainen. Around the boards, knocked down by Cates. Cates, waiting. Off the backboards. Forster trying to get it. Forster trying to bank it in on Shilov, and it couldn't go. Cates in behind the net now, trying to center one there for Bump in front of the crease. Forster battling for it with Wotherspoon, and Raquel backhands that one down the length of the ice, but no icing. Sanheim, Ristolainen gets it in the corner, has to rethink that one again, and Sanheim along the boards, and a turnover almost. Barkey gets it back. That looked like an interference call. They did not call it. Ristolainen, the fans didn't like that with less than a minute to go here in the second period. Letang will get it in the corner. Around the boards it goes, Girard. And Achari cleared it out to center. Backhanded back in by, I believe it was Dewar, but I think it hit the bench, So we'll have a reset here. And the faceoff will be outside. Oh, look at that. That should have been a penalty. But it's the Stanley Cup playoffs. You get away with a lot more now in the Stanley Cup playoffs. Obviously. 46.2 to go. 3-2, the Penguins leading it. Here in Game 5, down 3-1 in the series, just trying to stay alive here in these Stanley Cup playoffs. Girard will fire it back in off the backboards on Vladar. Achari will get it in the corner. Achari trying to battle that one along the boards as he got it to his skate, to his stick. Dewar, the tie-up. With 25 to go. Comes free for Lizotte. Trying to center one across for Dewar, and it didn't go. Here's Tippett chipping it ahead. 20 seconds to go here in the period. Letang has it in behind the net. Pressured by Zegers from behind. And Letang will carry it ahead with 13 seconds to go here in the period. Girard now has the puck. Girard throws one. Around the glass it goes with 7 seconds to go. Letang fires it around the boards. In behind the net now. 2 seconds to go in the period. That'll do it. The Penguins with a 1-goal lead going into the third period. Can they hold on? A lot more goals here in the second period. Penguins with 2. Flyers with 2. Penguins still on top by 1. But the score has changed. And a big third period coming up. Will the Flyers come back, tie this game, potentially send it to overtime? Or will the Penguins hold on to their lead and add to it potentially and try and force this to a Game 6 back in Philadelphia? We will be back in just a moment with our intermission report coming up next. Don't go anywhere. 3-2, the Penguins leading it. We welcome you back, everybody, as the Philadelphia Flyers and the Pittsburgh Penguins, with a 3-2 lead. Yeah, the Chris Letang goal was a weird one. We'll go over all the goals here in just a moment. Might as well just do it right now, huh? 3-2 Pittsburgh. 4 goals in the second period. And finally, we get some goal visualizers to show you how the goals were. At 3:17 of the second period here, it was Dewar off a great keep-in by Sidney Crosby. What a keep-in here, and a perfect shot by Dewar. Perfect. And it was ruled on the ice. It was a delayed reaction there by the referees because they didn't initially got that as a goal. But it was. And then the Pittsburgh Penguins give up a goal 12 seconds later. Unbelievable. Bump with his first of the playoffs and his debut. 2-1. As Ristolainen and Cates with the assist on that. Sanheim here after Crosby had went down to the locker room due to a shot block that went off his knee. And he was limping for a moment. He came back to the bench when he saw this goal happen. Travis Sanheim from the boards as it deflected off a stick of the Penguin. It was Carlson's stick that deflected it in. His second of the series, Travis Sanheim. Ristolainen again with an assist, the primary one, and connecting with another assist as it is 2-2. But then, the weirdest goal you will ever see in a playoff game, Chris Letang fires one wide, it went off the backboards, and it somehow goes into the back of the net. It just went off the back of the pad of Vladar and in. Crosby with 2 points in the game with 2 assists. That's a 69th multi-point game in the playoffs. And he is assisted on that one. And the shots in the second period were 6-5 in favor of the Pittsburgh Penguins. So a low shot period compared to the first. But we had a lot more goals than we had in the first period. As, Philadelphia scored on 2 of their 5, and Pittsburgh scoring on 2 of their 6. And I don't know what to expect here in the third period. We're going to have a tight finish to this one. Either the series ends tonight, or we go back to Philadelphia for a Game 6. You know it would sound really good right now? Another overtime. I want some overtime in this series. I want overtime. I want to call an overtime game. Who wants overtime? Chat in the chat here. I want overtime. Because overtime in the Stanley Cup playoffs is the best. And, I feel like in this series, it really could come down to an overtime because this one's been the tightest one of the series, I feel like. And we'll see. 3 power plays for combined between the both teams, and they have not scored on any of them. And nothing going on their power plays there. And the hits now in favor of the Flyers, 32-29. And now with the giveaways now 15-8, and the block shots are 12-12. We'll see here in the third period. I'm honestly curious what we're going to see here. If anyone wants to say anything in the chat about what we're going to see in the third period, or what do you think we're going to see here in the third period, type away, because I am interested in what y'all are going to say here. Because I'm genuinely curious. Because, man, either this series ends tonight, or this goes back to Philadelphia for Game 6. And this series may not be over just yet in the Battle of Pennsylvania. We'll see if the Pittsburgh Penguins can hold on to a 3-2 lead. That was a very lucky goal. So, we'll see. We'll honestly see. We got Let's Go Flyers in our chat here by Douglas Clark. Thank you for watching, obviously, Douglas. And, yeah, it's been a mix of fans here. Flyers fans, Penguins fans. A lot of fans here tonight, and glad you can tune in with us in our coverage here on the NHL and MHS. We may have a Game 6 of this series, and if we do, we may do that one. If not, we'll have a Game 5 between Montreal and Tampa Bay. If this series does not extend to a 6th game and this series ends here tonight. If not, we may cover Game 6. It will be just when the time is for that. We will see, though, if the Pittsburgh Penguins can force it to a Game 6, though. Or will the Flyers close it out and we'll send it to a Game 5 victory. Doing great job announcing. Thank you so much. I feel like this has been one of my worst games I've commentated. But anyways, thank you so much for doing so. Complimenting me. That just gave you a boost. Because, man, I have not commentated these two teams a lot this season. And some of these names are not as how it rolls off the tongue as easy as others teams I know. Man, but playoff hockey, always the best. And the difference maker, Chris Letang, right now in the game with that 3-2 goal coming at 17-12. And 2 minutes and 6 seconds after the Travis Sanheim goal that tied the game. And so a big third period coming up here for the Pittsburgh Penguins. They want to hold on to their lead. Philadelphia trying to end the series here tonight because they don't want to go back to Philadelphia unless it's for Game 3 of their series against Carolina. If they do make it, obviously. Philadelphia has to battle here, for sure. And they got to stop giving away the puck sometimes here, as they have not been able to get some of the opportunities going. I feel like they've overcomplicated some stuff here. There's a rush between Tippett and Zegras, and Tippett's just trying to go between the legs, and Zegras just trying to do this and that. You can't really do that in the playoffs, obviously. There are some instances where that does happen, but you can't make all the fancy plays here in the playoffs. I mean, just throwing it towards the net, like Chris Letang, or just wide of the net, it could go in. Or Sanheim just throwing it from the boards. You just can't overcomplicate stuff if you're Philadelphia here. You know, obviously with Zegras and man, I'm blanking right now. Tippett, man. So they got to stop overcomplicating stuff, and they really got to get going here in the third period. Because if they don't, this series is going back to Philadelphia for Game 6, and who knows? Can Philly win at home, or will it go back to Game 7 here in Pittsburgh? We'll see. It has just been that kind of series again, where Philadelphia looked like they were going to be able to wrap it up here, like they did in 2012 almost. And the Pittsburgh Penguins are climbing back in the game here and climbing back into the series. Can they do so? We'll see. We'll really see here. And chat in the chat if you have any more thoughts, because I'm going to take a break in a minute. And then we'll obviously have a little bit of a 2-minute break here, obviously, on our We'll Be Right Back screen, and then we'll be back for the third period. Anything else you want to say? Because I am here to just listen and talk about it. As man, this has been a game. Been a great game, and we're glad you have tuned in with us. 31 viewers right now at the moment. We peaked 50 earlier on today. Share the stream around. It's going to be a big third period between these two teams, and we'll see how this plays out, obviously. The Pittsburgh Penguins just hold on to that lead right now that you have right now. The Philadelphia Flyers push for offense right now because you need the offense now. We'll see how this goes in the third period. Maybe we have a tie game going at 3, going into overtime, because I'm hoping for some overtime, obviously. We will be back in just a moment. Our intermission report, we're concluding here in the third period coming up next year on the NHL and MHS. 3-2. The Penguins leading it going into the third period and trying to hold on to their lead and try to build on it as well. As the 2-goal lead for them lasted, 12 seconds, 6 seconds? Not that long. And they have to build here, obviously, in the third period. Welcome you back in. I'm Max. Glad you can be with us here on our coverage of the Stanley Cup playoffs here on the NHL and MHS. And obviously, glad you've decided to tune in with us. Share the stream around for a big third period. That is just 2 minutes away from being started. The Penguins coming back to the ice here as we see them coming back from their locker rooms and onto the bench. Crosby with 2 assists here. His 14th multi-point game against the Philadelphia Flyers in the postseason. And his 69th in postseason in his career. He's 1 away from 70. If he can get a multi-point game, if they do force this back to Philadelphia for game 6. But Crosby's heating up at the right time. He had 1 point in the first 3 games. And now a goal and an assist in game 4 and 2 assists here in game 5. Back-to-back multi-point games for Sidney Crosby. He was quiet to start the series. Third most in NHL history, 69th career multi-point postseason game. He was quiet to start the series, actually. But now he is getting back to his game, and 4 points in the last 2 games. You're letting Sidney Crosby heat up at the right time for them, because the Pittsburgh Penguins needed their captain to get going. And he sure is. A goal and 3 assists through 5 periods. The last 5 periods of this series. The Penguins with a 3-2 lead. Letang passes Brent Burns, an active defenseman, in most playoff goals with 25. Kyle McCarr tied with 24 with Burns. Hedman with 23. Bouchard with 21 was John Carlson. He played with the Ducks. That crazy finish to the Ducks-Oilers game. Crowd rallying here in the third period here at the PPG Paints Arena in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Third period is a huge one. Vladar in net has allowed more than 2 again here in the series. We're underway here in the third period, a huge one. Can the Flyers tie it up and potentially send it to an overtime? We'll see. Here's Russ with Crosby cutting to the net. He'll go across the ice instead here. Raquel backhand shot on Vladar. It is gloved from the corner boards into his glove. 13 seconds in. With the Penguins leading it 3-2. They could force a game 6. That will be on Wednesday. If they don't, we'll have coverage of Tampa, Montreal Game 5 in Tampa, Florida. That series has been good. 3 of their 4 games have gone into overtime. Knocked down in front. Nice move, Rust! And what a save, Vladar! Oh, man! If the Philadelphia Flyers win this game, mark that save down. What a stop by Dan Vladar to keep it a 1-goal game. Wow. Brian Rust with the opportunity right in front. Oh, man. How did Vladar make this one? A giveaway here by Ristolainen. Oh, my goodness. What stick handling there by Brian Rust, and he just could not. He danced Sanheim. Oh, what a save with the pad. Wow, remember that stop. 24 seconds in the third period. A huge save there by Vladar to keep it a 1-goal game. Flyers, if they win this game, mark that save down as why they might win this game. 3-2 Pittsburgh leading it. Off the boards, it's Crosby on the backhand. He feeds it back to the point for Shea. He holds it in. Bouncing puck, and here is bumped the other way. He already scored here in this debut in the playoffs. Forster looking to center one, and it didn't go. Tyson Forster got knocked down, and Crosby has the puck. He'll go across the ice here for Carlson. Crosby tried to hit there, and Forster. Carlson has the puck now. Across the ice here is Gerard firing it back in from center. Round the boards it goes, Martone. Around the boards again. Knocked down Malkin. Around the boards, Novak trying to get there, and Andre off the glass. Malkin holds it in. Nice keep in there. Novak steals it away from Konechny. Chinakhov around the boards. It was blocked away, and Chinakhov gets it back. Give and go. Malkin gets tripped up, and a penalty upcoming. Oh, that's an obvious one right in front of the referee. Evgeny Malkin tripped up early on in the first period, or in the third period, actually. And Andre goes to the box.
Philadelphia penalty number 36, 2-man minor for tripping.
A tripping call, and the Penguins will go to the power play. And that was a clear tripping call on Andre on Malkin. Because they were trying to do that give and go stuff in the corner. And Andre getting the stick in the skates of Malkin. Cleared out again by Couturier. Down the length of the ice, and the Pittsburgh Penguins on the power play here. And a chance to make it a 2-goal lead. Carlson has the puck. He'll drop it off here for Raquel. Raquel across Crosby. Try to knock it down. And off the boards, Malkin couldn't hold it in. Broken stick there in the process. I believe it was knocked down. And that's why it broke the stick on the dumping entry. Malkin will carry it back in on side. Rust along the boards, who just got robbed early on in the period. Malkin along the half wall. Feeds it into the middle. Return feed. Malkin played that back. Carlson. High slot. Carlson waiting. Back for Malkin. Carlson along the boards. Feed that back here for Malkin at the point. Down low it goes for Rust. Malkin. And now Carlson. Carlson waiting. Crosby's in front of the net. Carlson again. From the pass here from Raquel, he has the puck again, waiting. Feeds that back, Carlson fakes the slap shot. 48 to go on the man advantage. Crosby along the half wall. Feeds that back here for Carlson. Back for Crosby. Russ is in the slot. Crosby waiting. Feeds that back, Carlson across Raquel! And a save made on a one-time bid. Man, what an opportunity there on a one-time chance by Raquel. .34 seconds to go on the power play here for the Penguins. They have 19 shots in total in the game, 14 for the Flyers. Off the draw is one back here by the Flyers, and it's clear down the length of the ice here by Nick Seeler. Played by Shilov's in behind his own net with 25 to go on the man advantage. Letang circles back, and he'll drop it out here for Ben Kendall, who still hasn't had a point here in the series. Mantha drop past Kendall, spin move, Kendall waiting, fires, and it goes wide. Letang fires it towards the net, and it goes wide. Kendall in behind. 7 seconds to go on the man advantage. Stolen away again from Ben Kendall. He gets it in behind. He plays that back here to the point where it's not held in by Chinakhov, and the power play's over. Missed opportunity there for the Penguins to try to extend their lead, but the Flyers, a good penalty kill here to try to keep this a one-goal game, and they did. Lizotte flips it back in. Vladar played it, chipped it into the corner. Lizotte trying to get the turnover there, held in again by Achari. Lizotte along the half wall. Plays that back here as it's held in by Girard. Backhand flip-in attempt. Goes over the hand of Zegras. Achari around the boards. It goes to the opposite side. Weatherspoon holds it in. In behind Achari. Vladar fell down in his own crease there. Not sure why. Achari lost it. And Drysdale along the boards. It is cleared. Girard has the puck now in his own zone. Sam Girard carries it ahead. Fired back in from center. And it's going to be an offside because it's deflected. And here's Andre now. Getting that to Seeler, who will shoot it back into the far corner. Getting there first is Konechny. Battling with it with Rust. Turned over here. Fed back up high. Seeler the long shot right into the glove of Shilovs. And a whistle with 15:08 to go in the third period. Penguins, if they hold on, will force it to a Game 6. It will be on Wednesday. And if they win that one, a Game 7 on May 2nd. I believe it's on a Sunday or a Saturday. – 3-2, Pens leading it in Game 5. Tune in, and there's Mario Lemieux in the building. Carlson and then Shea around the boards. They gave Mario Lemieux earlier on in the game a standing ovation when they put him up on the Jumbotron. And one of the legends of the Pittsburgh Penguins here in the building. Cates. And here's Sanheim, who will carry it ahead. Deflected back in. It is going to be an icing here on Philadelphia, as they didn't get the deflection, actually. So it will go back into their own zone here. Only 1 or 2 shots here for Philadelphia, and a shot or 2 for Pittsburgh. Carlson's had a tough game here, but he's out there on the ice already for this face-off inside the Philadelphia zone. More than 5 minutes into the third period. Kindle and Cates in the face-off dot. Cates won the draw. Sanheim around the boards. Cates gets it out to center. Almost got lined up there. And Mantha forced it back in. Ristolainen. And now, ahead now, it is Dvorak into the middle, Sanheim. The drop pass here, Forster into the middle. Drop pass, shot, and it missed wide, bump. The chance that was blocked down, and he missed the net as Shilovs went down. Wow. Close to a tie game there. Knocked down here as it's carried ahead here by Novak onside. Angled off there into the corner. Chinikov tied up along the wall, and Konechny has it along the half wall, trying to clear it ahead. Couldn't. Malkin and Letang trying to go across the ice here. He does. Drop pass here. Malkin. Letang way to the blue line. Letang, the long shot that got blocked on the way through by Dvorak. Christian Dvorak will fire it back in from the blue line. Round the boards, Gerard. Malkin. Guy into the middle for Letang. Letang feeds that back here for Gerard. Into the middle. Here they come back in onside as it's played into the corner here. Dewar got it free. Lazat played that back long shot that was fanned on completely. Zegras the other way. Cross the ice here for Tippett. Along the half wall. Plays it around the boards. Barkey got knocked down. Barkey gets it along the boards anyways. Carlson and now Witherspoon. 7 minutes have passed here in the third period. Knocked down at center. Deflected back into the Pittsburgh end. Pittsburgh and Philadelphia mixing a change here. Crucial moments here in the third period in Pittsburgh. As they move back in, Couturier shot into the far corner. And off the boards, here's Crosby. 3-on-3 the other way on the rush. Crosby deflected into the crowd here with 12:38 to go in the third period. We will be back. 3-2. The Penguins leading it. Welcome you back here to Pittsburgh with 12:38 to go here in the third period. The Penguins trying to hold on and win this game to force it back to a Game 6 in Philadelphia. If the Flyers win this game, they will face Carolina and will eliminate the Pittsburgh Penguins. The crowd here at the PPG Paints Arena erupting with 12:38 to go in the third period. Face-off inside the Philly end. Crosby in the face-off dot against Glendening. Off the tie-up, it is won by Crosby. Rust in behind the net now. Pressured from by Ristolainen in behind the net. Rust got it free for a moment. One of the sticks fell out of one of the players. Continuing to battle for that puck was Crosby. It got free to Raquel. Played back here for Gerard. His shot wide of the net. It goes behind the net now for Crosby. Crosby centering past Raquel and a save made. What a stop, Vladar again. Crosby, Raquel in the corner. Rust now plays that back to the point for Gerard. Spins back and Rust deflected it in behind the net now for Raquel. Raquel looking. Crosby got dumped out in front of the net. Letang now. Back for Gerard. His shot! Blockered away. Into the corner, Rust tying up along the wall here. Ristolainen got it free. And Sanheim has the puck now. With less than 12 minutes to go here in the third period. Trying to hold on is Pittsburgh. To try to force this to a Game 6. Forster along the wall. Comes free into the middle. Shot! And it goes wide. The chance by Bump on the chance there in his first career playoff game, already having a goal, trying to tie this game up, and would be a huge one. Icing here on the Penguins with 11:19 left to go here in the third period. Man, what a chance by Alex Bump. That just missed wide. I mean, just barely missed wide. Raquel's chance right here, right off the mask of Vladar. In our poll, 57% of you have voted the Penguins. 43, the Flyers, here in Game 5. Off the draw, Konechny. Now Drysdale waits. Drysdale, high slot. Drysdale fed it down low. Waiting. York played that back. Drysdale at the point. Long shot. And a save made by Shilovs with 11:07 to go. (3-2) Penguins. Zegras getting hit and laid down by Rust after he was talking some smack earlier on in the game. 20-16, the shots favoring the Penguins. The hits favoring the Flyers, 36-32. This has been a very physical series. It's been a tense one. It has been a hatred built here. As between these two teams, they hate each other. Absolutely hate each other. No matter what series, from 97 to 09 to 18, it doesn't matter, or 2012, it doesn't matter. These two teams in general just hate each other. Icing on the Penguins again, and with 11 minutes left to go, a face-off back in the Pittsburgh end. Type in the chat, what do you think is going to happen here in the third period? If you can, and our poll continues on. Continue to vote on that. 11 minutes to go here in the third. Off the draw, Carlson trying to get it away from Konechny. He does, and he got it to Witherspoon. And out to center as it deflected. Another icing here on the Penguins. That's 3 straight icings here by the Penguins with 10:51 to go, and they cannot change because they have iced it. So these players, if they don't stop icing, they're going to get really tired here on the ice, and the Philadelphia Flyers trying to take advantage of that right now. Trying to tie this game late. The Philadelphia Flyers trying to move on to meet the Carolina Hurricanes in the second round. That'd be our first confirmed second round matchup. But the Penguins have something else to say for that, and trying to just hold on. Another face-off win by the Pens. And they get it out to center. And here's Lizotte the other way, 2-on-2. Lizotte on the backhand circles back. Lizotte throws one on goal. Knocked down Achari. Trying to get a shot away. Glove down as it rolled towards Vladar with 10:36 to go. A lot of speed bumps with a lot of whistles as we approach the halfway point of the third period between the Penguins and the Flyers. 20-16, the shots favoring the Pittsburgh Penguins here in the game. The Flyers have to make a push here in the last 10 minutes for sure if they want to tie this game up. (3-2) Penguins with that lucky bounce, you could say, by Chris Letang. Just firing it wide, and it went off the back glass and in. Off the back of Vladar. Oh, that could have been a penalty right there on Malkin. Chinakhov along the boards. Plays that back up high. Gerard, the shot, save. Rebound was Vladar, was loose in front. And along the boards, now they battle for it. Chinakhov trying to get it free. The tie-up in the corner. And the Flyers get it free as it's flipped out of the zone by Forster. Taken away at center, almost. And Chinakhov fires it back in. Around the boards it goes. Again, fired around by Malkin. And a turnover almost to Novak right in front. Malkin tying him up. And Zegras the other way. Will carry it ahead. Trevor Zegras spins back here as Philadelphia is going for a change. With less than a period to go in the third. Here they come back in onside. Tip of the shot, save Shilovs. With 9:43 to go. An 88.7 mile per hour shot. We'll be back. 3-2, the Penguins leading it. We welcome you back here to Pittsburgh with 9:43 to go in the third period. And the Penguins holding on to a 3-2 lead. No goals here in the third period. As the score remains 3-2, the last goal coming from Chris Letang. And the crowd here in Pittsburgh wanting the Penguins to close out this game as they rise to their feet here. .9:43 to go in the third. Shilovs and the Penguins trying to stop the Flyers from trying to come back in this game. Off the draw, the tie-up in the dot. Forster will get it in the corner. Gerard trying to get there. Letang battling for the puck there. Bump was trying to get it free. Cates in behind the net. Now go force in the corner. 9.5 to go in the third. York plays that back. Drysdale waiting. Drysdale fires. He deflected into the corner. And Letang, Gerard in behind his own net, around the boards, deflected into the bench. 9:16 to go. And the faceoff will go back in the Pittsburgh end. If we do have a Game 6 of the series, it will be on Wednesday, and we'll cover it in Philadelphia at the Xfinity Mobile Arena. The Penguins trying to come back from a 3-0 deficit. Only 4 teams have done that in NHL history. Or else we'll cover Game 5 between the Tampa Bay Lightning and the Montreal Canadiens. That series is tied at 2, with Tampa coming back in Game 4, down 2-0 to win 3-2. We've got a good series there. It will be in Tampa at the Benchmark International Arena. Off the draw, it is one here. And the Penguins will clear it off the face-off with 9:10 to go. Forced back in here by Sanheim. Around the boards, Girard will get there first. Around the boards again for Letang. As now, we're less than 9 minutes to go here in the third. Achari chipped it into the corner. Lizotte will get there first. Tie up along the wall. Comes free here for Konechny. Travis Konechny will carry it ahead. And he'll fire it off the glass. Around the boards, Weatherspoon. Tie up in behind the net. Konechny trying to get there. The puck was lost for a second there. No one knew where it was. And Martone will play that to the point. Held in by Drysdale. He spins back at the point, and around the boards it goes. In behind the net. Centering pass, shot! Konechny missed it! York, the drop pass. Drysdale, the shot! It deflects wide. York along the boards, plays that back. Konechny fan on the shot. Here come the Penguins the other way. Raquel, they were going for a change. He'll chip it back into the corner. Raquel forces Drysdale along the glass. And cleared out by Drysdale. Will that be an icing here on Philadelphia? It will, with 8:03 to go in the third period. The chance here for Konechny, I believe, just missing wide. He was wide open, and it might have deflected out actually of Carlson's stick. And it did, I think, barely got a piece of it. Nice defensive there. Nice defensive play there by Erik Karlsson. Crosby and Zegras in the face-off dot with 8:03 to go in the third. Crosby wins the draw. Girard fires! It goes over the net. Into the corner it goes. Mantha was trying to get there. And cleared out by Barkey. Back into the Pittsburgh end. Girard will go back for the puck first. Girard played that back. Letang. 3-2 the Pittsburgh Penguins leading it here in a Game 5 where they desperately need a win. Ristolainen around the boards. Held in along the half wall there by the Penguins for a moment. And Sanheim will pick up the puck now. Stretches to the head. Almost would have been a breakaway there for Tippett. Malkin and now Mantha. Mantha crossed the ice and that pass is picked off beautifully there by Bump. Here come the Flyers and Tippett. Centering pass. Bump. Couldn't go. Might have been Sealer actually. Karlsson has the puck now. And we'll try to stretch it ahead. 7:08 to go. It deflects. Might have been an offside or out of play. 7:08 to go in the third. The faceoff will be outside the Philadelphia end. I believe that would have been Sealer. Yes, I think it is Sealer. Yep. That would have had... No, it was Tippett. No, it was. Pittsburgh crowd waving their towels here. With 7:08 to go, they're all standing. Yes, they are seeing the time tick off, and for the Flyers, they see the time ticking off here from potentially losing another elimination game here, where they could put these Pittsburgh Penguins away, but they have not. Offside on the Flyers with 6:50 to go in the third period. 3-2, the Pittsburgh Penguins leading it with the goal by Letang. Wow. It's going to be a tight finish here in Game 5. Either the Pittsburgh Penguins hold on or the Flyers tie it dramatically to force this game into overtime. But at that point again, this is the type of game you love to see in the Stanley Cup playoffs. A tight third period where it's just a one-goal lead. Can the Penguins and Crosby hold on and win this game? That'll be the question. The Flyers trying to come back and even the game here. Sealer fires it back in from center as the Flyers win another face-off outside the Pittsburgh blue line. Martone, Karlsson, fan on the clearance attempt. Konechny plays that back to the point. Andre, the long shot. That got blocked into the corner. Konechny gets to the loose puck now. He plays that back here for Sealer. Sealer waits. The pass for Konechny deflected. Held in by Konechny into the far corner. Martone looking to center one there. Could not go. Round the boards it goes. Sealer in behind for Martone. Martone centering pass for Konechny. Couldn't go. as it was blocked away, and Raquel chips it out to center ice. Andre turns it over. Here's Kendall on the turnover, and a save made. Oh, man, that would have been real bad there and would have been a break for Ben Kendall, who has not had anything in this series. As Sealer is tied up along the wall there with 5:50 to go, and the Flyers getting the prayer answered there with that save there by Vladar, who has made 2 big saves here in the third period to keep him in the game. Deflected back in by the Flyers into the corner. Girard trying to get there first. Zegras. Lizotte played it for Letang. And out to center it goes. As trying to chip it ahead here was Dewar. Couldn't. Turned over here at center. Girard. Rust back in. Deflected into the corner with 5:20 to go in the third period. Drysdale. York. Return feed for Drysdale. And Zegras now will carry it ahead. Trevor Zegras back in with Tippett. Tippett cutting towards the net. Tippett across the ice here. Sanheim. Sanheim, the long shot that got blocked on the way through. And Carlson will move it ahead 2-on-2. Erik Karlsson waiting. Waiting again. Fires it towards the net. Wide. Raquel at the side of the cage. Crosby in behind, lost it. Ristolainen. Round the boards, Tippett. Across the ice here for Sanheim. 4:40 to go in the third period. In behind Karlsson. He has some trouble there as he's getting forced off the puck here by Cates. It's forced off here. Forster gets it in the corner. Forster lost it to Malkin. Malkin can't clear it as it's chipped towards the middle, and Karlsson will finally clear it. 4:20 to go in the third. Pittsburgh trying to hold on. Flyers trying to tie it late to try to send this thing to overtime. Kendall plays that back here for Letang. Return feed here for Kendall in the middle. Has some trouble. And it's cleared out. Mantha deflected it. Forster. And then another giveaway here. Soderblom, who got the first goal of the game, forced it into the corner. Battle for the puck here comes free. Kendall. Soderblom has it. Mantha's parked in front. Now goes behind the net now. Mantha tried to center one. It deflected off a leg. Here's Letang now. He fires. It deflected wide. Off the glass. And the Flyers get it out to center ice. 3:40 to go. Letang ahead now. Kendall. The drop pass here for Soderblom along the boards. Soderblom has it. Tied up in the corner. Kendall will get it in the opposite side. 3.5 to go in the third. Flyers have to tie this game up. Konechny into the middle. Martone and Dvorak races the puck here. Dvorak getting angled off here by Weatherspoon. Into the corner, Dvorak trying to get it free. It's cleared out again by the Penguins out to center. In back into the Flyers zone. They're going to probably pull Vladar here in a minute or so. Sanheim, there hasn't been a whistle in a while, too. It's been 4 or so minutes straight of no whistles here in this hockey game. Back in is Dewar, firing it back in wide of Vladar. Plays it, almost given away there. And Lizotte forced off there by Barkey. Held in almost by Lizotte. Zegras almost stole it away with 2:45 to go. Penguins have possession again. Letang deflected it back in. Gotta think here, they're gonna pull him right now. Russ on the forecheck trying to get there. York, the signal to the bench. It seems like there's gonna be an empty net if they can get into the zone. Fired back in by Barkey. Around the boards it goes. And Girard trying to get there as Rust will carry it ahead. Brian Rust. They still haven't pulled Vladar here because they have not had possession in the offensive zone. 2:15 to go and a big hit by Crosby in the corner. Penguins still with possession here. Karlsson flips it back in. Drysdale, and they got to pull him right now. Bump ahead now. Here they come back in on side. It's Forster. Shot, save, rebound was loose in front. Empty net at the other end. Penguins trying to hold on. Flyers trying to tie it late. It's played back here for Sanheim. Across it goes. Return feed here for Sanheim. Down low, Forster in the circle. Return feed here for Sanheim. Ristolainen waiting. Less than 100 seconds to go here in the third period. Ristolainen fakes the one-timer. Got it to Zegras. Zegras, Ristolainen fakes another shot. He got it to Sanheim. Ristolainen again. Fires! Save made Shilovs! And it's cleared out to center. Empty net at the other end. Achari passed it, and it could not go for Lizotte. Great play on the back check there by Bump. And he'll carry it ahead. Alex Bump splits through. Bump is in. The pass for Dvorak couldn't go as it bounced on his stick. Around the boards it goes, out to center. Here's Crosby for the empty net. He hit the post. And now Raquel along the boards. Oh, remember that. And now a stretch pass the other way. Martone is stopped. It's cleared out to center. Fired back in by Drysdale. Around the boards it goes. Pittsburgh clears it. Down the length of the ice. It's going to be an icing here with 39.6 to go. Oh, boy. Crosby with an open net on the empty net try, and he hit the post. This one off the pad of Sheeloff from the wrist of line and Chance from the blue line. Oh, man. Crosby off the side of the net, actually, not the post. Crowd here in Pittsburgh standing on their feet. Empty net. There's a timeout being called here with 39.6 to go. Can the Penguins hold on? Or will the Flyers come back dramatically here in the game to tie it and try to force it into overtime? Timeout being called here by Philadelphia. If there's a Game 6 in this series, it will be on Wednesday, and we will have coverage of that here on the NHL and MHS. Or we'll have coverage of Montreal-Tampa Bay series tied at 2 in Tampa, Florida for Game 5. The chance here for the empty net, though, by Crosby right off the side of the net. That may haunt Crosby if the Flyers tie it up, and Martone with the opportunity. That 5-0 was wide open, but he was going far pad. Face-off in the Pittsburgh end. Big, big moments here at the PPG Paints Arena. 39.6 to go. And the Penguins, if they can hold on, will force a Game 6. If not, we go to overtime if the Flyers tie it up. It will be a dramatic way if they do. Dvorak and Crosby in the face-off dot. Misplay on the draw. Dvorak trying to win it. Crosby does instead. Letang around the boards. And here's Raquel backhanding that one out to center, nice. And it's knocked down. Here's Crosby for the empty net. He hit the post. Oh my goodness, another one by Crosby, and he can't bury it. He's allergic to the empty net right now. And Dvorak fires it back in on Sheelovs. He plays it into the corner, Gerard. 15 to go. Backhanded out of the zone. It's rolling. Will it be an icing? Yes, it will be. With 9.9 to go. Oh boy, Crosby with an empty net, and he hits the post. Man, wow. Crosby's had 2 chances for the empty net. Either one off the side of the net or one off the post. And a one last face-off potentially here in the game. Can the Flyers tie it, or will the Pittsburgh Penguins send it back to Philly for a Game 6? 9.9 left in the third period. Flyers trying to tie it dramatically here in the late stages of the third period. Cates goes back to the bench here as he's frustrated. 9.9 to go. The face-off won by Crosby into the corner. Martone tied up along the wall. 5 seconds to go. It is tied up still. Crosby, Gerard, that'll do it. The Penguins will send it to 6. And a brawl after the goal, or by the win by the Pittsburgh Penguins as they win it. Wow. Your final from Pittsburgh, 3-2. Chris Letang, the game-winning goal, and the Penguins are back in this series. Wow. The game-winning goal coming from Chris Letang late in the second period. And the Flyers really could not muster up anything in the offensive zone. And the Penguins will live another day as they've won 2 in a row to keep their playoff hopes alive 100th career postseason win for Sidney Crosby, 4th active player with 100-plus playoff wins. They get an important win here at home, and we will see on Wednesday, can the Penguins miraculously tie this series up and force it to a Game 7? But now this series is a series again. When it looked like it was over, it's not. Wow. 3-2, Penguins win it. Your final here from Pittsburgh, Chris Letang with the game-winning goal. The Penguins live another day as they win Game 5 3-2 and have life in the series. From Max, thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next time here on the NHL and MHS. Good night, everybody.